Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mitch. Today's video is about this little orchid called Dendrobium Oriental Smile Fantasy. It's so pretty. I can't even capture the color well on camera because the orangey yellow is really much deeper in real life, but with the lighting it kind of washes it out, but it's very, very pretty. This plant is about 8 inches tall. It's very small right now, but it will grow taller. I have 2 of these plants. The other one didn't bloom for me this year, but this one did. It surprised me. It was growing out on my patio, and I was watering the other day and I noticed that all the buds were opening up, so I didn't even notice the buds forming. I guess that's what happens when you have a lot of plants. But it has a really beautiful shape. I love how the lip curls around the column in there. That's like one of my favorite things about certain Dendrobium nobile hybrids, but also Cattleyas. I really like when the column is covered with the lip. I just think it has a really nice look. It has really nice colors. It kind of reminds me of candy, and the petals are very, very thick, so these blooms usually last about 6 to 8 weeks if I'm really lucky, and I keep them in a nice, cool, bright room where it's not too hot or too warm. This is a small plant. Still, you can see this has just got a little growth and just had one new growth, and I'm surprised that it bloomed, but I'm very happy that it did. It's growing in, it looks like rocks, but actually there's just bark under here, and then I just put the rocks in because outside it's not in this pot, so when it was outside without the rocks it would blow over or tip over all the time, so I just put the rocks in there to weigh it down, and I guess it does act like a little bit of a mulch too, so it keeps the roots a little bit cooler and helps keep the moisture in the bark. So this orchid likes full sun. I leave it outside on my patio where it gets about 4 to 6 hours of bright, direct sun every day, and then it gets shade in the afternoon. And I leave it outside until I'd say late November, early December here, when we start to get like potential for frosts. Although some of these Dendrobium nobiles I've left out in the frost and they've been okay. Not this one specifically, but they don't mind a little bit of the cold temperature. I wouldn't recommend freezing them though. They do need the cool temperatures and then warm days, like cool nights, warm days, to set their flower buds. So that's why I guess it did bloom for me in the summer, because I put it out again in the spring and it had, you know, nice cool nights and then nice warm days, and that's when the flower buds form. This is one of my favorite color combinations, and this is one of my favorite Dendrobium nobile orchids. I have another one that I did a video of called Dendrobium Fairy Moon Sweetie, and it has a very similar color combination, although the flowers are much larger and more like round in shape. These ones are, I mean, I love this one, but the shape is a little bit more like a star. It's very nicely scented as well. So this one, when the sun is out and it's nice and warm in the day, has a beautiful fruity smell. So that's a nice bonus. It's pretty easy to take care of. I don't let it stay wet all the time. I water it when it dries out. I just spray it with the hose, give it a good drink of water, and try to water it about once a week in the summer, but it doesn't mind completely drying out. Someone messaged me about what's the best growing medium to grow Dendrobium nobile hybrids, and you know what, they grow in everything. Like this one, you can see it's growing in bark with some rocks on it, but that's just, I bought it in the bark and I just didn't bother repotting it. I have other ones that grow purely in sphagnum moss. That's kind of my favorite thing to grow orchids in. I like sphagnum moss because it dries out really well, but then when you water it again, it holds the moisture really well too, and it takes a long time to break down. And just the way I water plants, sphagnum moss works really well for me. But this one's growing in bark. I have other ones that I bought that look like they're just growing in a inorganic soil mix, and they seem to do fine in that for years and years, so I wouldn't worry about it. These things are very easy to grow. Just the most important thing with them is to let them have a good wet dry cycle, even in the summertime. Like, they don't like to be wet all the time, so I do let them dry out well in between, and then in the winter I barely water them. I water them once every couple of weeks, if even that, maybe once a month. I give them a good drink of water, but as long as they're cool and not wet in the winter, they'll do well, and then surprise you with some nice flowers in the springtime. Anyway, that's it about this plant. Hope you liked this video, and thanks for watching. Bye.